Travis Kelce, you don't get the appeal.
Oh, he's
done.
Sort of doofus. I don't like Travis Kelce's style at all. I think he's a little bit cringy. The man had his own dating show. If you have a dating show, that's a little cringy.
How is it a dating show?
Yeah, so there you go. He's a little cornball to me. Like his quote, like, Taylor, I saw you rock MetLife. Why don't you come see me rock Arrowhead? Like, lame.
Who's your ideal match for Taylor?
All right, let me give you a thought. Who would be like a good match for Taylor?
Could Dave handle that?
Look, I have no interest sexually in Taylor Swift. And I call her mother. It's like what mother wants, mother gets. Like, fine. They call her mother. Like, get educated.
I was unaware.
Oh, Gyllenhaal.
They've done that, though.
Yo, you're not a Swiftie.
No, I know they've done it.
No, don't do this where you pretend you didn't know.
I know them all. Trust me, I know.
Yo, don't.
May,
Do not.
Gyllenhaal.
No, give me those friendship bracelets, bro.
no,
You don't
yeah,
deserve. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Flagrant. Today, joining us once again, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Dave Portnoy in the building. The new owner of Barstool Sports.
Let's go.
Okay? I imagine you are the sole proprietor of the PizzaFest as well.
No, I'm not.
This is a partnership?
Yeah, we partner with Medium Rare. So they're
Okay.
they're the best. I could never pull off what we did at the Pizza Fest by myself. I had no interest in doing it.
Yeah.
Because to get those pizza places that we had, which are the best, like you need their ovens, the coordination.
I want to get into that.
No chance I could have done that without them.
Okay, I want to get to that, but first I need to, and we also got to talk about this hit piece.
Yeah.
But first I need to share with the audience. You sent me the richest text message I've ever gotten in my entire life.
Yeah.
I
know.
I'm excited about this.
I know.
I'm excited
It was
about
Coach. Have you heard this?
No,
text?
no, no.
He texted, it was funny when he
This
replied.
is the richest text. I have to give. Okay, so it's Labor Day weekend. I'm out at the Hamptons. I'm like, Dave's got a place out here, and I think Montauk, right? And I'm like, maybe he's out. We're gonna go to Surf Lodge and watch Blondish, right? So I hit up Dave and go, yo, you in the Hamptons this week? He goes, yup. I go, hey, he's a fantastic DJ at Surf Lodge on Saturday, Blondish. We'll be there if you want to join. He goes, you got a table? That's the first thing to crack me up.
I'm not gonna fucking stand.
I know you can't walk around regular. You can't walk around regular, but it was a funny thing. I go, yeah. He goes, okay, I haven't gone in a minute. I go, I'll hit you when you're rolling over. He goes, perf. I go, okay, next day I go, we just got to Surf Lodge. Pull up. And this is the text. He goes, I gotta watch a horse I own in a race soon.
I did. I did. It was a fact.
That's a jump from the table. Yeah.
He could have went, I'm not gonna make it.
Shout out Queen Picasso. She was running in a big race. She came in last, bad knee, but I had to watch the race. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to watch it there. In hindsight, I didn't even think it because I am like a big horse guy. But when you sent that back,
I'm on ecstasy. I'm starting to feel it. Dave just sends me that text. I'm like, am I inventing this? There's nobody actually telling me he owns a horse. But it came in last, I was told.
Yeah, no, it didn't run well. And by the way, thank God I didn't go because you and I do Surf Lodge like quite differently.
Okay, how do you do Surf Lodge?
You were behind stage, dancing, grabbing the camera. I do Surf Lodge like how I'm doing this podcast. Like I sit down and maybe do this a little bit, and that's about it. So
but what if chemicals are involved?
I don't know if he does that. I think that's part of the doing it differently.
Do you mess with chemicals at all?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
So I can't go. If you see me, now I used to go out a lot. And if you saw me out, I was on ecstasy 100% of the time. Like if I'm going to a club, 100% of the time.
Oh, you on anything right now?
No, totally not. But I can't, and that's kind of part of the problem. Like I don't go out as much. And if I go out, and I'm not doing drugs, I will be snoozing by 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be out, but it doesn't matter. It makes me feel good. I'm not dancing. I'm not doing any of that. I just sit there. I enjoy the music. I'm in my own world, but I'm not doing what you were doing. I saw those clips. And I'm like, thank fucking God I didn't go.
Wait, you didn't hear about his drum solo? His epic drum solo?
Oh, you didn't see it?
There?
Bro, I'm on ecstasy. There's a drum kit next to the DJ. The DJ's a friend. Somebody goes, yo, you should play the drums. And I start playing, and it's just like the cymbal. And you watch the entire audience.
I didn't see that.
The whole music, the whole club stops. Blondish stops spinning, and then Andrew's drum solo is
Dinky, dinky, dink, dink. Bro, the whole audience is just like, what the fuck
for
is
30
going
seconds,
on?
and
Oh,
the audience is staring like
that. Brutal. Never bombed like that.
I was at a
I have.
I was at a club, Bootsy Bellows, I think, in LA.
Okay.
And the music is playing, is late, and they're like, the people who owned it or the manager, like, do a live pizza review. I'm like, no, I know that's not gonna work right now. Like, people are fucked up having time. Who wants to hear a guy on a mic being like 7.2? So I was like, no fucking way. They stopped. And they're like, we're not continuing the music till Dave Portnoy comes up and does a fucking pizza review.
Of their pizza.
But it's not even the pizza. It's what you're saying. It's like people are partying. Nobody wants the music to stop. It's one of the low points of my life, like being in front of a crowd at like 3 a.m. being like, 7.2 is terrible.
Everybody's on coke. There's a little flop here. Did you really get into it?
No, I did it quick. I wanted to get off stage. Like people are like, just let us go back to partying, and we don't like want this.
What score did you give it?
I don't even remember. I just remember me being like mortified that I was ruining the party.
Now I'm seeing on your wrist we have a mutual love of a special entertainer out there. Mine is new.
Yeah.
Mine is new.
Oh, he's calling you a bandwagon.
Listen, I admit it. I am 100% because I was kind of a hater until I saw the show. We talked about this. But here's the thing. Never in my life did I think that there would be a perfect synergy between Barstool and Taylor Swift fans until literally 3 days ago.
With the Kelce stuff.
I mean, you must be salivating at this.
So we have, shout out Kelly Key. She's our Taylor Swift like savant. Yeah, it's crazy. They don't look normal to, I don't know what the hell's going on. No, I haven't followed.
I love gossip, Dave.
She's generally like a very private person. So
is she?
Yeah, with
Every
her dating.
album.
No, with her dating while they're dating.
Oh, before she.
Yes, yeah, before she
Dude, the
eviscerates.
songs about CTE are going to be amazing.
It's crazy. Yes, it's crazy.
Him throwing her
you
through
see
a
the
drum.
car they're fucking. He's driving.
No,
it looks like it's out of. The whole thing looks. He's driving like it looks like an old Impala, a convertible. Like it's crazy. It just they don't look. I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah.
And the internet is blowing. It's like it's all anyone's talking about.
This is as close as Taylor Swift will get to dating a black dude. That's as close as it's gonna happen as Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
He's right there.
He is
you know
one.
what I mean?
We kind of claim him.
Yeah, I mean, he got the Impala, he got the haircut.
And I don't know if it's an Impala, but it's this big, like, it was a maroon, like, convertible.
Okay.
So, I'm shocked by it. I am following. I play into it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been the biggest Kelce guy. I've met him a few times. He's super nice in person. Now he's dating Taylor Swift. I don't know what to think. It's crazy.
Podcast with his brother is hilarious.
Very
amazing.
Good. Very
amazing content.
Yep.
He seems like a nice, fun dude. Now, he could probably get any girl he wants. He's a handsome guy. He's fucking huge, successful.
If you get Taylor Swift, I would have to say yes. But Taylor Swift isn't.
Is part of it, are you seduced by the fame of it?
I think that's what he is. Because Taylor Swift isn't.
Oh boy, Dave. Don't say it.
No, she's.
Wait, say it. Say it.
I am going to say it.
Let this man cook, yo.
No.
Let me just take those friendship bracelets off.
Look, people, this is a Swiftie community. Fuck Adele, Dave loves Sally's, these are great. But I want to, and I don't think anybody would put her up as like a sex symbol.
Okay, one bite. Everyone knows. 10.
Okay. But she's not, she's not
stunning,
she's not a
She's
Victoria's
beautiful
Secret model.
She's like an equestrian model.
Yo.
A little bit.
She has this beautiful face. Beautiful equestrian.
But she's very tall.
Put her in one of them little helmets. Yeah.
But so is he.
Yeah, which makes it work.
Yeah, dude. I think he.
But are you saying that he could do better? Is that what?
No. It depends. You can't do bigger or better. I mean, Belichick today, he quoted, he says, Travis Kelce's had a lot of great catches. This is the best catch he's ever made in his career.
Belichick is talking about Taylor Swift.
It's so funny,
That's
dude.
the world.
It's so
He's
funny.
Michael Jackson. Dude.
Yeah.
And he
He's
has a
number
line.
one.
That's what's impressive is Belichick had a banger for it.
Yeah, he's good.
She's the biggest person almost on the planet right now.
Yeah, not even close.
Yeah.
But is she like, are we, who's...
He wants to...
No, I'm trying to think like Chrissy Brinkley in her prime. No, I don't think anyone would say that.
Yeah, but no.
Is she
What a Long Island reference.
Halle Berry in her prime.
We're having boomer moments today. I had a tag on my shirt, and Dave, and I didn't realize it, and Dave just goes, hey, is that a thing now? Are we leaving the tags on? Like,
I honestly didn't know. You're capable of anything. I've seen you with the Italy looks. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're wearing fucking tags on their shirts nowadays and their armpits. I don't know.
Wait, but hold on. Travis Kelce, you don't get the appeal. I mean, in terms of superficial
for
things,
Travis or for Taylor?
For women in general. And
he's a good-looking guy.
He's got everything. Great-looking guy, athletic, tall, rich, famous.
Sort of doofus.
No.
Yes.
He's kind of
You
swaggy.
think?
He's super cool to me.
Super
I'm gonna be honest.
cool.
That's
thought
the
he
gayest thing I
swagged.
said on this podcast.
No,
He's super cool to me.
I don't think so.
I think you need to see color more.
I think he's kind of
For a white guy, I think it doesn't get that much cooler.
No, like there's different.
He's not Odell Beckham Jr.
No, but if I'm going like what I think is cool, and I'm gonna date myself here a little bit, like Clooney, Brad Pitt, those guys are like cool.
Yeah.
I don't like Travis Kelce's style at all. I think he's a little bit cringy. The man had his own dating show. Like that, if you have a dating show, that's a little cringy.
What's it called? Everyone wants to suck my dick.
No, listen, but
I was gonna take
like Leonardo DiCaprio.
I wrote for it. Jesus.
Yeah, so there you go. Point proven. Like, you know.
Yeah. Everybody say he's the coolest.
Like Leonardo DiCaprio is not doing like a dating show. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a little corny to
Yeah.
me. He's a little cornball to me. But Taylor maybe a little bit too.
You think that he's corny, meaning like his interests are corny, or the fact that he wants to be famous outside of being an athlete?
Like, well, I think he's addicted to the fame a little bit, but like his quote, like, hey, supposedly this is what they said, he said on the McAfee show, like, hey, Taylor, I saw you rock like MetLife. Why don't you come see me rock Arrowhead? Like, lame.
Oh, his pickup line.
Yeah. Like, that's fucking lame.
Yeah. Well,
I bet if you go back through your pickup lines, though, you would be like, oh, God, I can't.
Tell me
what was
at
your
what
pickup
point in
line?
this interview where I'm like, I'm Rico Suave. If you're comparing fucking Travis Kelce to me, I mean,
I'm
not,
saying that's a universal thing.
Travis Kelce is a great looking dude. I get it. He's a professional athlete. That has great appeal. I do think he's a little fucking corny.
So what you're trying to say is that you put Taylor up so high that you expect some Rico Suave shit to catch her.
Yeah. No,
But maybe she doesn't want that. Maybe she wants somebody a little bit vulnerable.
Great dick. Who fucking knows? I don't know what. I didn't see him.
I could guess.
But he's a big fucking good-looking professional athlete. I do think, and this is before Taylor. I always thought he was a little bit corny on the field and the things he says and does. Like fucking the Chiefs lose a game and he's like, it's all my fault, put it on my shoulders. Like, what are you talking about? You lost by 30. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Nice guy, man person. So he is a nice dude, but I do think he's got a decent amount of cheese ball to him.
Okay, so what happens with these guys like...
Sorry, real quick. Who's your ideal match for Taylor? What guy? You get to pick any guy.
What guy deserves that?
Yeah. Relationship or no?
I don't even know. Like, I would see her dating, and it doesn't mean it's right. Like, I see her more of like a Daniel Jones guy if we're going to the NFL. Like, she seems like more along that speed.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You don't think Daniel
Jones? Disrespect Taylor with Daniel Jones.
What the fuck
He's
is
an
going
NFL
on?
quarterback.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Just signed
Kind
a
of.
big fucking deal. You think Daniel Jones, or I think that's a pretty fucking like good. I'm going to say in the NFL. I don't know.
Brady?
She got to go Brady.
What,
Yeah.
Brady?
Yeah, like
Brady?
Brady's maybe a little old for her.
Yeah,
But
it
Daniel
works.
Jones.
But it
I mean,
works.
Kelce got 2 rings.
Yeah, I'm just saying their personalities to me are closer. What?
I just don't, because he's just, if the Pro Bowl is happening and Daniel Jones wants to go, he has to buy a ticket to Hawaii. You know what I mean?
You guys are
That's
wildly
what I'm saying.
We're disrespectful.
Listen, if you guys are talking about like who's had the more successful career and talented, I'm just saying like where I fit. All right, let me give you a thought who I would be like a good match for Taylor. I'll get back to you later in the show.
Probably.
Not me.
Could Dave
I
handle
don't
that?
think it's like that. I think he's a true Swiftie.
Yeah, I have no interest like sexually in Taylor Swift. And I call her mother. So I have no interest. Like what mother wants, mother gets. Like fine. I have no interest
That
in it.
sounded sexual weirdly, though.
No,
But, like, weirdly.
that's what this
He don't know how to not shoot. Yeah. That's the thing. Like even in a compliment, he's still shooting her in the
that's
fucking
what the
kneecaps.
fucking Swifties say. It's like, they call her mother. Like,
okay.
get educated.
I was unaware.
I'm trying to like, who's like a young, Gyllenhaal.
Okay. Jake
They've
Gyllenhaal.
done that, though. They've done that.
Yeah.
There's a
Yo,
song
you're not a
about him.
Swiftie.
No, I know they've done it.
No,
They've
don't
done it.
do this where you
I know-
pretend you
no,
didn't know.
I was going through. I know them all. Trust me. I know.
Yo, don't.
Mayor
you're not-
Gyllenhaal,
don't-
that
give
was
me
a
those
fuck up.
friendship bracelets,
No,
bro.
that
You
was-
don't deserve.
but-
How you name somebody? What about John Mayer? Is that
No,
another
I
good
just said Mayor. I know I fucked. I know them all. It's like if I said fucking Scooter Braun next. I was
Yo,
just,
Scooter would be good.
I had a mental fuck up.
Scooter would be good.
Don't try to trap me. I'm trying to think who's like a youngish. Oh, I got him. The kid who played Spider-Man.
Tom Holland?
She's twice as tall as Tom Holland.
No.
Andrew Garfield.
Garfield. Bang. That's the relationship. Garfield and Swift. Put down the books. That's the relationship.
Wait, why? What?
Just works.
No.
Yo, what do you mean no?
I mean, Garfield is like half gay. Like, I think she needs a little bit more man. Taylor Swift's tall. She's like 5'11".
Very
right?
skinny though.
Yeah, but she's
How tall is
model.
Garfield?
She's like a model.
Garfield's like 5'8" or something like that. He's an actor.
Chalamet probably.
Chalamet's too young. Can't handle that. You
okay,
need
fair.
a man's man. You need a Kelce. The Life Tour announcements. This weekend, Friday and Saturday in Toronto at the Scotiabank Arena. Thank you guys so much. Both shows sold out. I appreciate you. Cannot wait to get up there. Hey, Dublin, October 12th. We just added some more tickets, so go check that out. Manchester, we added a second show, October 15th. Perth, Australia, we added a second show, November 13th. November 16th, Melbourne is almost sold out at John Cain Arena. Make sure you go check that out. Sydney, we added a second show at the Aware Super Theater. And Brisbane, man, we just added more seats to Brisbane. That's fucking unbelievable. Thank you guys so much. And very cool, big announcements in the next couple weeks. Cannot wait. I love you all. I'll see you there.
Guys, major announcement. It is finally happening. You know the place where I get requested to perform the most? You might not have guessed it, but the United Kingdom. They're not all oppressive fucks who are terrible at comedy shows. Some of you guys are great, and I'm coming to perform for you. And the pre-sale is available now if you use the word Akaash. Go to akaashsing.com, pre-sale code Akaash. You can get your tickets. I'm going to be in Glasgow. Make sure I get that right. December 17th. I'm going to be in London, Monday, December 18th. And I'm going to be in Manchester, Tuesday, December 19th. Tickets available at akaashsing.com. Use the pre-sale code Akaash. Hurry up and buy these tickets because I promise they will sell out. My DMs are flooded, not with whores, but with people asking me to come perform in the UK. It's shocking how many, so hurry up and buy these tickets. Also, we still got tickets available for October 27th through 29th in Atlanta, December 1st and 2nd in Portland, December 8th in New Orleans, and just added January 18th through 20th in Washington, D.C. So guys, get your tickets for those shows and more at akaashsing.com. Now let's get back to the show. Dude, I root for them.
Yes.
I'm not rooting against them. It's just surprising to me is what I said. It's just surprising to me is what I said.
It's not your first pick.
Come on.
Let me see.
This is what they're driving out of
Can we look up Andrew
stadium.
Garfield's height miles if it's not too much trouble?
Hold on.
That's crazy.
Why, you don't like the color of the car?
It's just like she's so it's almost like they're doing it as a publicity stunt. They drive away in a convertible.
So you want true love. That's the thing that
No, I'm happy for him. Listen, she wants to have her fun, and Travis seems like a nice guy. It's just a strange pairing to me. But who am I to fucking say?
But
God
this is what
bless him.
happens. You're fucking rich and successful now. You get seduced by different things, I imagine.
I'm happy for her.
Yes.
It's just, but you're asking me, like, I would have never, I could have picked 1,000,000 people and he wouldn't have been on the list of being like, yeah, that works. I do think aside from her, he struck me as kind of like a cringy type guy that would maybe get like, you know, girls going to the Jersey Shore,
What'd he do
DJs
to you,
and
What'd he
shit
do?
like
What'd he do to you?
I know.
What Travis do to you?
He took down one of your bitches.
No.
Gotta be
He
something.
lost a bet. He lost a big bet on Travis.
I think what he took down is the Patriots. I think that's what he took down.
Actually, I don't think Chiefs ever beat the Pats in the playoffs, and Gronk's the greatest tight end of all time.
Oh, this is a Gronk thing.
There's the beat.
It's not Gronk.
This
thing.
is a
I like
Gronk
Travis.
thing.
He's my fantasy tight end.
Gronk was, I think, better in his peak, but Travis is long.
Travis is great.
Gronk got beat up.
Yeah, he played a long time.
Yeah,
Listen, Travis is fucking great. He's a nice guy. I just didn't see them together, and I do think he's a little corny. Who cares? There's nothing wrong with being corny. There's nothing wrong with being corny.
Yo, Gronk and Taylor Swift works though. Gronk and Taylor Swift, that works.
Yeah.
That works.
Maybe. We'll see what happens. Okay.
Edelman and Taylor Swift. Oh, she's too tall for him, maybe.
Yeah. Yo, I want to get back to this, but can we talk about something more straight right now?
Straight, what?
Yeah, you met the gay guy Obama sucked.
I did.
Yeah.
So when I did Tucker Carlson, he was in before me.
Hold on. So Tucker's day is interviewing the gay guy that sucked Obama, and then immediately Dave
and then
Portnoy.
I was next.
Yeah, okay. How do you follow that?
I would not trust that guy as far as I could bowl. He came across as the biggest fraud I've ever seen in my life.
We're not talking about Tucker. We're talking about the other
And by the way, I got roasted. People like, you attack Tucker because I tweet. I go, I don't trust this guy. He's full of shit. I wasn't attacking Tucker. I was attacking the guy. This guy, the story, first of all, because they're like, by the way, this guy's going to be there. I never heard of him. I Googled it. It's like, so the story is so outrageous, I don't know how it gets past the first second. It's like, this guy lands in Chicago, hey, anybody want to party? And Obama, like the senator, shows up, he's sucking his dick 10 minutes later. It's like, it is the most ridiculous story. And then you see
Unless
the guy.
you're gay, and then that's just what they do.
I don't think that's what they do.
Bro, there's an app that they have
There's
where
apps
you can
for everybody.
geotag.
Buddy, you're Obama.
What you want to do and where they are.
I don't care if you hate Obama. I think we can all admit he's an intelligent guy.
Yes.
So you're a senator, you're sucking a stranger's dick 30
You
minutes
fuck the crazy
later?
guy so that everybody calls him crazy and you're like, there's no way I did that.
Way.
That's genius.
No fucking way.
No, I don't think he did it, but that is genius.
No fucking way. So this is the only one? He's only done once in his life?
With a snitch.
And
right.
That guy, bro.
No fucking.
That guy,
No, that's the thing.
He could do way better.
Yeah, Barack deserves better. He does deserve
There's
better.
no chance. The guy, he's wearing, he had like 2 fucking bracelet and 2 like casts on his wrist. Trust me, if you saw this guy, you'd be like, oh, this guy is a crazy person. That was my take on him.
Okay. But what we were talking about earlier was that, and you've been the victim of this, is there's like a smear campaign, it feels, towards Obama right now, right? It, like out of nowhere, the internet's like, did Michelle actually give birth to their kids? Is Michelle a man? Then the chef dies and they try to act like the chef was his boyfriend. There's this big smear campaign going. So it happens both ways. A lot of times
both sides are fucking equally toxic.
Yes.
No doubt about that. I've said that from day one with whenever I get, it's like, I hate fucking both sides. Listen, for most people, you look at me, I go on Fox, I don't get invited on any of the networks. They'll be like, Dave's conservative, he's fucking leans to the right. But if I say one thing that the right doesn't agree with, they savage me just as hard. They're both equally fucking crazy.
Because that's the thing that people I realize is like, they will prop you up as long as you agree, but they're not true fans.
No.
Your true fans will understand who you are as a whole person.
A three-dimensional person.
Exactly, right? Left and right. But the ones that are just kind of using you as a mascot, the second you divert from them at all.
They're just as brutal. And I've always said, I never want anybody to know the answer to a question, how I'm gonna answer a question before I answer it. That's the worst. And unfortunately, both sides, you know their answers.
Immediately.
You tell me who's writing the article, I know what it's gonna say beforehand.
But that's the thing that I think people do is like, a lot of times people get famous enough to the point where there's so many clicks in writing a hit piece about them, right? Yep. I wonder if the Washington Post, the Times, whatever, all these different, left, right, doesn't matter. I wonder if it's almost like tickets for a cop. Like at the end of the month or the end of the quarter, you need to hit your quota. And if you didn't get your views, well, I think we need to do a hit piece on Rogan. I think we need to do a hit piece on Portnoy. I think we need to do a hit piece on Elon. They know that is guaranteed 10 million clicks and maybe they have to hit that for their contract. I don't know if that's what it is, but it would not surprise me.
I know it was part of Business Insider. Like I know that was part of it. I've seen it. And a lot of times because what I do, which is probably, depending on how you look at it, I a lot of times will engage, which does what? More clicks for the people attacking me.
So they know that.
But he's a target because he always responds.
So it's like, oh, this guy's fucking easy money for clicks.
But the people that ignore, that don't have a platform, you will let those media outlets decide who you are to the public.
Totally.
So I understand why you do it, but now you're the perfect target for them if they want to get.
And a lot of times they're behind paywalls. They're literally trying to make money on it.
That's the most fucked up shit.
The flip side, though, is when you do that, people love you more. Your fans love you more because you're transparent.
100%.
You take everything. So it almost works symbiotically, even if you don't mean for it.
Yeah, like our pizza event, I think people are more fired up, psyched to be there because of all the controversy surrounding it.
So real quick, what I think happens is when people get famous, they retreat to safety. Because if you're in the middle, you get attacked by both sides, right? Because you can give both of them clicks, right? If you're your own unique individual person, which most people fucking are. But the second you get famous, you gotta go, okay, I can't take all this backlash. Let me just become left or become right. And that is my security blanket. That's my shield. The problem with that is you lose your individuality. You lose it's like when you see these actors and stuff like that, they go, okay, I cannot be criticized constantly I just am gonna go with or toe the company line or whatever the fuck that is for Hollywood because life is easier and I'm gonna continue to make
Also,
movies.
the floor is higher. You can be a lot more broke trying to be in the middle. But if you're always catering to one side, I'm gonna get money from that side.
100%.
And I think the bigger your star personality becomes, most of these people start surrounding themselves. You have PR teams, you have all these people with what I think is horrible advice generally giving to it.
Yes.
But it's like the person is almost just letting others around them
No
dictate how
PR
they
team
handle.
would tell their client to call the person that's writing a hit piece about them and record it and put it out. Because that's not how they think. They're risk averse. They're, how do we calm this down? Let's distract, kill a story with a story or something like that. But the reality is that when somebody's out for blood for you, as human beings, I think we enjoy seeing the person get vengeance.
Right. And I'm a vengeance guy. And even when I called like the Washington Post, it wasn't some grand plan. Like the email was sent to me maybe 20 minutes beforehand.
Can you break down the setup? So you're doing the
So
Pizza
we're doing
Fest.
a pizza festival, and it's been in the works probably like 4 or 5 months. Tons of work. The medium rare guys, we're getting all the best pizza places, all the ovens, rented a stadium.
The context of this is like all these different pizza places from what, tri-state area?
Yeah. For the
Places
most part,
where you've done
Philadelphia.
your one bite review, which has gotten huge.
And I know most of the pizzerias. I've met them. I'm friends with them. I've scored them. I've helped a lot of them. So
These are the superstars.
Yeah, fairly close knit.
They're going to come and they're going to go to this stadium and they're going to recreate the kitchens. Now, very difficult because if you are excellent at your craft, you're particular about your fucking oven, the temperature, the size, whatever. This is a pain in the ass.
So I never thought
we'd
we'd actually ever be able to do it because of that reason.
There was a few that were there that I was like,
Tafara, Lucali,
Lucali one, I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Sally's, you name it, Di Lorenzo's, John Pepe's, Frank Pepe's, excuse me. It was
the thing.
The best of the best pizza you can have.
So they're all that. This is a big thing to put together. This is not, hey, we're gonna throw some pizzas in boxes and then deliver them to a park and then everybody grabs a slice. This is the fucking real.
You looked at it and it looked like mini storefronts, basically. We let them pick their ovens. We went out and so there were all sorts of different types of ovens. It was a big production to put together. And then probably like a week and a half, it started this dude, Kenji Alt Lopez, who I'd never heard of, celebrity chef, like $1 million YouTube channel, 600 Instagram, and he started publicly tagging the pizza places and being like, how the fuck can you support Dave Portnoy and all the hit pieces that have been written, quoting them, including like, I'm a union buster, all this stuff, and just going crazy. He was also friends with the Washington Post. So
where's his animosity for you coming from?
This is a crazy political human. So I didn't realize.
So his identity is politics.
Which I didn't realize. Yeah. He actually, during COVID, he had to take this down and apologize. And it's always the same. He basically said, if you support Trump, it's no different than being a Nazi or wearing a white hood, like in the KKK. If you come to my restaurant, he won't serve you.
Yeah.
So that's the vibe. Yeah. And I have clearly been perceived as, well, Dave interviewed Trump, all that shit. So that was where it was coming from in every hit piece. So he was going crazy, posting, tagging, shaming the pizza places and sponsors.
He's getting rewarded from his followers and he gets to feel like a hero.
And he blocks everybody. He doesn't allow comments. It's an echo chamber of just his world.
Yes.
And there's two authors of the Washington Post article, Emily Heel.
And then Tom Karmaman or something?
Guess who he's a super fan of? Kenji Alt Lopez.
Oh, well.
What a shock. Like, he had, this guy, the other author, had one picture on his Instagram that wasn't himself. It was Kenji. That's the only one. So shocking how that works. And what was this, on Thursday before the festival, or maybe Wednesday, I forget. Okay. But we get an email from a sponsor sent to me being like, heads up. The Washington Post is writing an article about the festival, and they basically sent an email, hey, we want to talk to you about supporting the Pizza Fest and being involved with Dave, who is a racist, here comes the word I can't pronounce, misogynist. I can't pronounce it. I cannot pronounce it. I'll never be able to pronounce it.
The fact that she didn't correct you one time made her quite likable. She could have.
Somebody who is as unfamiliar with that term would never be able to pronounce it.
Misogynist.
Misogynist.
Yeah.
Misogynist. And
you're losing it already.
And basically sent the email to the advertisers being like, please defend yourself, putting them in a box.
Yeah, it was
like,
crazy.
What the fuck is a sponsor supposed to say to
How
that?
could you support a PizzaFest that is run by a misogynist?
Yeah, right.
And a racist.
But they're also sending it to a bunch of old school Italians.
Yeah.
What do they think they're gonna say?
This is my guy.
Finally, our PizzaFest.
This was a major like blue chip sponsor, the one that sent.
So these are the sponsors, not the actual kid.
Yes, but they did it to everybody.
Okay.
So and she put her number to call back on. So that was sent to me, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna call this woman and see what the deal is.
Bro, watching her melt.
So I called her, and the call went as bad, really, for her as it possibly could, because right off the bat, I'm like, why are you sending this email saying I'm the M word and because I can't pronounce it and racist? And she's like, I didn't do that. Like, I haven't done that. It's like, well, let me read you the email. I read her the email. She's like, oh, I just did that once. I'm like, that's weird. You just said you didn't do it. And I just read it to you. And then the conversation continued. I'm like, do you know anything about me? She's like, no. I'm like, well, then how could you send this email if you don't know anything about me? She's like, well, we're going to talk to you later, which they weren't. And it continued on. She's
and
like,
then the journalistic tactic,
right.
that was...
She said, we only send something negative to try to get people to engage. It's a journalistic tactic. I'm like, well, that's fucking bullshit.
So it's almost as if she's admitting that her form of journalism is to manipulate the person she's interviewing to satisfy the angle of the article.
Totally.
Which is no integrity in the journalism. It's, I'm gonna prompt you so that you react to this prompt so I can take that one soundbite and be like, yes, we are aware that he does this stuff and we really questioned it, but maybe for the greater good, we thought it was okay. So now she's confirming who it is. But on the phone, I couldn't believe she said it.
Me neither.
She was just like, oh yeah, we fake stories.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the way that I interpret it.
Clickbait is most journalism.
Bro,
100%.
I wonder if they have to compete with YouTube now. I wonder if journalists are like the only way that they can get people to watch their video reports or even read their essays is that if they compete with the clickbait of YouTube.
It's all clickbait. And then she also did something which there's been almost my biggest complaint. There's so many hit pieces, they're all the same shit. The hit piece reads the other hit piece and prints it as though it is fact.
Yeah.
And how would anybody actually know if it's true or not? Because they haven't done the research to dig into. It's like I've offered to everybody, sit down, I'm an open book, put a camera, I will go through every point, and an open mind at the end is gonna be like, this is garbage. How has this ever been printed about him?
Yeah.
But she said, I'll sit down with you at 10 a.m. Then she picked the time. She's like, 10 a.m. I agreed to it, knowing the piece was already written, and then they canceled that, and they're like, we wanna move it to 5 p.m. Well, the article has to come out in like 5 minutes.
So
why would I agree to that?
Yeah, I didn't understand the angle right there, but I guess they wanted the call with you after the article had already been printed.
Yes,
and you were trying to beat the article so that you could at least get a fair shake.
And by the way, journalists, that's the thing. They don't want the fair shake because it puts them at risk. If you're printing something, you can always plead ignorance. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You can't say that if you've spoken with me and I've basically given you facts and proof and evidence that contradicts what you're writing.
Okay.
So that's why they don't want the subject.
All right, guys, let's take a break for a second because this episode is sponsored by SeatGeek, okay? If you need to get some tickets to, I don't know, for example, your boys shows up in Toronto this coming weekend, Scotiabank Arena, both of them sold out, but you could go grab some tickets over there at SeatGeek. If there's any event that you want to go to and you can't get tickets, you use SeatGeek, and SeatGeek has your back. How do they have your back? Well, they will tell you if that price for the ticket is a good deal or a bad deal. Just look at those dots. That green dot is go, that red dot is, hey, hold on, you better really want to go to this because you're getting bullied a little bit on the price. So what I'm telling you right now is SeatGeek is the place that we go when we're trying to get tickets for those events that we cannot get tickets for. And right now, all you have to do, if you're a Flagrant supporter, is you download the SeatGeek app and you make sure that you use our code FLAGRANT and you're getting $20 off at SeatGeek. So think about that. You get a $20 better ticket. You get a little closer to the action. Maybe you get to bring a friend, you both split it, whatever it is, you get $20 off, have a little bit more enjoyment in that event. Take that $20 off and you know what? Go buy some beers maybe one single beer. Whatever it is, you got it with the $20. So go get SeatGeek and make sure you use that code FLAGRANT. Now let's get back to the show.
All right, guys, stop everything because our friends at Freeze Pipe just launched a bunch of new products and you need to know about them. First of all, if you want the coolest, smoothest way to smoke, and I don't just mean cool like it's cool, I mean cool like that burning lung feeling that most of us hate when we smoke weed, and even though I don't smoke often, I fucking hate those burning lungs. Freeze Pipe takes care of that. And they have a newly released mini bong and tornado bong that are priced very affordably and punch well above their weight class. So if you want to do that, or if you prefer smoking out of joints, blunts, vapes, whatever, Freeze Pipe's new glycerin blunt tip brings that much needed icy glycerin coldness to smoke in any kind of joint, blunt, or vape. So shop for the smoothest pipes, the coldest bongs, whatever you need to do at thefreezepipe.com. That is thefreezepipe.com. And if you use the code FLAGRANT, you get 15% off your entire order. That's what we do. So again, that is thefreezepipe.com. Use the code FLAGRANT for 15% off. Shop today and start fighting fire with ice. Game of Thrones type shit. Now let's get back to the show.
You own a media company. How do you instill the journalistic practices that you want with your employees?
Yeah, so we don't do that type of gotcha, catcha journalism. But having said that,
would you push back if you felt like there was...
Here's an example. You know that girl who's blowing up Bobbi Althoff?
Yes, yes.
So we had her on BFFs.
Yes.
And
you started drama with
Yes. So we asked her, did she sleep with Drake?
Yeah.
And she answered, no, this is a text. So we had her on the show. The Drake stuff broke after. But since I knew her, I texted her. I'm like, hey, I'm hearing you slept with Drake and you got a divorce. Is that true? Kind of joking. Like, she's like, off the record? No, not true. And something else. We retold this story on BFFs the next week, and our editors edited it and made it appear like she was about to confirm something salacious, and it went uber viral. I went ballistic on my social team. I don't want clicks that way. I don't.
I don't know, Dave. I don't know.
No, I don't.
Because you know what that clip was going to do.
But I didn't do it.
But
even before, even before it became a big story, I had already ripped them apart.
But when she says off the record, if you talk about this off the record conversation, then you know what that was going to do.
No, it isn't, because the actual here it isn't, because the actual clip, it was all together. So when we were filming, she said off the record, haha, no, it's not true. I said, here's a response, haha, off the record, it's not true. I said it all together. They cut me. Like the clip cut me.
His point would be, and I'm a fan, but I have to say this, his point would be, if she says off the record, it's off the record.
No, I disagree. If she says off the record, no, it's not true.
Yeah, a misogynist would say that.
If she says...
A mischievist would definitely say something like that.
If she says...
You machinist?
No, it's off the record. If she says off the record, no, it's not true, together those two don't mean anything. If she said off the record, yeah, I slept with him, I never would have brought it up.
She's being sarcastic.
Yes.
Off the record? No, it's not true.
Correct. Like,
off the record, yeah, it's true.
Don't mention it.
You don't have to have something off the record if it never happened.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, she wants that lie to be out, or that rumor to be out there, because it's...
No, she clearly didn't, because she went nuts.
No.
Because she didn't address the
rumor. No. You guys are saying different thing. What Al's saying is she would like people to think it might have happened.
She definitely didn't. She went crazy.
But I understand. I understand like the sarcasm here. It's like if I'm like off the record, never had sex with Paris Hilton. You're like, you don't need to tell me that.
Correct.
Off the record,
it was like she didn't say shit. It was like, I was like, did you sleep with Drake and your marriage is ruined? She's like, off the record, no. Like, okay,
that's what it was. One more time?
Push back. I'm gonna dunk on you, but go.
I don't mind. I'm 5'7". I've been dunked on. Off the record, you're kind of interpreting the tone of it through a text message of this being sarcastic. So,
but no, it's an interview.
No,
this was text.
DM.
She said off the record, no, it's not true.
Oh, that's right. You read it back in the video. Now
you have kind of interpreted the tone as being sarcastic. Did you know that it was beforehand?
No, here's my point. You don't have to say off the record, no, I didn't sleep with Drake.
But she said it.
To be joking.
Can you just tell me something right now?
To be joking.
Can you just tell me off the record? Off the record, how do you feel about Travis Kelce?
Big fan. But that's off the record, I've never committed murder. Like that, like
off the record, yeah. Now, if you wanted people to think that you were a murderer,
if I wanted people to think
if you're a rapper that's a gangster rapper and you want them to think that you're dangerous and violent, and you go, yo, off the record, I never even held a gun. That would be bad to put out there in the world.
Agreed.
So if we're assuming that Bobbi wanted, this is interesting, if we're assuming that Bobbi wanted people to think maybe something happened, now it was exposed that nothing happened, and it's the opposite drama, because, but she still didn't want that to be out there. Because now she has to clarify that she never slept with him, and now that can't be out there in the ether, which might have been the fun thing.
Yeah, you guys are going down
yo, we're going...
like a rabbit hole, but the fact of the matter is...
This is what real journalists do, dude. We got to get to the bottom of this.
The fact of the matter is she was mad that it spiraled a rumor that they actually fucked.
And then then there was like...
I don't know what happened then.
Now they got to fuck.
No, well, now they don't even follow each other. Something happened with them.
What happened? What happened? What do you think happened?
That's what prompted it. That's what prompted it.
But the way he said it is crazy. Something happened. I don't know. Something happened.
That's what prompted
some weird shit over there. We got to get to the bottom of that.
For the sake of clarity, the way this went down is they did the interview together. It went crazy viral.
We know.
Do you know, man? The way it fucking happened.
Get him the ecstasy. Get him the ecstasy right now. Get him on it.
She went to the concert. They unfollowed each other. Then I text her. I'm like, the internet's saying you guys fucked and ruined the match. She's off the record. No. To say off the record no together is a nothing comment. When you take out what is she saying, they played it in a fucking clickbait way. That's how it went.
I love it. You just gotta believe it. You just gotta believe it. Believe it.
Dave.
I'm waiting for like fucking King Kong Bundy to come running through the back here. Like 3-on-1 fucking handicap match.
Of all the things that we were going to talk about today, never gonna think it was Bobbi Althoff interview. Okay, so you put out a statement, or your team put out a statement, which seemed kind of like you put it out.
What?
The written statement that was posted.
We're still in Althoff?
Yeah, no. This is when the Washington Post, and you were talking about journalistic integrity and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But that was you. It was great.
The Team Portnoy.
Yeah, Team Portnoy.
Yeah.
Okay, at what point, not us, because we're grandfathered into like thinking, oh, the New York Times really matters, the Washington Post really matters. We're old people that when we see something printed on paper, we're like, this must be the truth, this is real. I wonder if like teenagers now, they're growing up constantly seeing the president criticize the news, the left criticize the news, the right criticize the news. Because keep in mind, when we were growing up, it was the Daily Show saying everything coming out from the right was a lie and fake. And now you see the right saying, hey, look at mainstream media, look how much they are liars and fake. So this generation's coming up going, everything that we're seeing, we should be skeptical of. Do they start looking at the New York Times and Washington Post, and do they just go, do they never have like a baked in trust of it?
I don't think they do, and I think just the way people consume media is so different that I don't even know they grow up on that. Like I literally grew up in a household, the Times is gospel. Like if something was said in the Times, it was true. Same with the Washington Post. My dad, I've said it many times, he's a liberal guy, hated Trump. He has begrudgingly come to grips with the fact, and I think it like hurts him to the core, like that the media is slanted. Like he knows now Washington Post, like if he picks it up, it's gonna be negative to me. It's a big change. It's a big change to like see that.
You know, it might have basically killed journalistic integrity is Craigslist. Because that's what sunk newspapers. They made so much money off the classifieds. Craigslist, people would just put their shit on there for free. Newspapers started taking crazy hits, layoffs everywhere.
You're saying
now they're trying to make money however they can.
Yeah, I don't know. See, that's my question is whether it's just always been that way, and there's more media now to expose it in like more like go backwards. I would have had no voice to like fight what is going on.
So you look at all these incidents throughout history that got us into wars, like the Gulf of Tonkin thing that happened with Vietnam, right? This fake thing doesn't happen, no ship sunk, and all of a sudden we're in a war, right? There was no podcast for some people to go, yo, I don't think a boat really got exploded. Right. Where are the dead Americans? Like, does anybody have a cousin that was over there that didn't come back? So now that there is, you could make the argument that back in the day, there was mutual benefit for everybody being on the same side of what maybe the military industrial complex or whatever the fuck you want to say, whatever the government wanted to push through. But now the fact that you have all these other independent media sources out here, we don't look like loony bins, conspiracy theorists.
And it's the same with a lot of things, like sports, like athletes now have their own vehicle to like get their own perspective out, whether it's on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Before, it was newspaper writers who would, dictate the perception of an athlete.
Yeah.
And now they're starting their own podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the Ryan Clark one's Fire.
Oh, yeah,
There's a bunch of athlete podcasts
Also
that
Pivot.
are great. Yeah, Pivot is great.
And even the Manning Bros are great.
Manning Brothers.
We have a Pat Bev podcast.
All the smoke.
Roan, Pat, first of all, Roan is fucking genius.
Yep.
Like, I was watching all his battle rap stuff before, and then the two of them together are fantastic.
Yep.
And that's one of the weird podcasts that I can actually watch if it's through Zoom. Like, usually I can't do the Zoom pods, but for now I can fuck with it. But yeah, it's like, I guess now we're in the age of, we don't need experts on the thing to talk about it. We can get it right from the source.
Yeah. So all that changes. I tend to think media's always been, history is written by the winners. Like that is, for the most part, always been true.
Yeah. Okay. So I call you after I read this article. It says you bought back Barstool.
Yes.
Okay. I call you on FaceTime. We have yet another boomer moment between the two of us where he's getting a million fucking calls, obviously. Right? And he doesn't know how to exactly stop the calls. So the FaceTime is just going like blur every 2 seconds. Right. And because this is like a minute after it was fucking announced, right? And I never got to say this to you, but what I liked about it is most people start a business now and they're looking for an exit. And they cultivate a community and they kind of like lie sometimes, or maybe not lie, but manipulate a little bit. Hey, we're in this together. Hey, we're team this. We gotta all make this product great. But they're doing it all so they can get an exit from the Saudi fucking fund or whatever the hell it is. And you were off. You didn't have to come back.
Right.
And the fact that you came back, I was so excited because I can imagine being a Barstool fan for 10 years going, oh, we weren't lied to. He cared about the community and he wants this to continue, and he understands that if he doesn't take the helm, that maybe it falls apart. And I thought it was a really fucking dope thing for a chief to do that doesn't have to do it.
Right. Yeah, so the only thing I can correct there is I was very, very honest and upfront the entire time that I did want to fuck off. I'm like, and I told our community that. I was like, I'm gonna make a fucking ton of money and I'm gonna be like, poof, like fucking
but you didn't.
Usual Suspects and Kaiser Sose on a beach. I was slowly phasing out. The way the situation came about, my company would have been in big trouble. I think a lot of people have gotten laid off, fired. I have fucking morons who work for me. What the fuck were they gonna do? They're gonna go bag groceries? They've been living this life. So I was at a crossroads to, I guess, what you're saying. Because I could have made a shit ton of money, gone on my way. I would have left Barstool, I think, in a very vulnerable, bad spot. I didn't want to do that. I would have never, if I thought they were solid and it would have continued, then maybe I would have fucked off. But I knew it needed me to be back to make sure the company was secure, the community was secure, all that. So yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a care about the community.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people, and I think especially right now, the way that you kind of build up a brand, it doesn't have to be a media brand. It could be fucking toothpaste. But it's like, hey, this is the toothpaste community. Look at us, we're all in it. The whitest teeth community, we got this. And the second you get that money, you're never fucking talking about toothpaste again.
My brand, I've been, I don't want to say blessed, like the PizzaFest, you name it, we have the best.
You could say blessed on Yom Kippur. Bro.
Loyal Yom Kippur fans ever. Like they have had, that's what lets us be us. Like we've never been beholden to advertisers or anything because our people have been following us now 20 fucking years, a lot of them. They always have our back. They know who I am, they know who we are, and they'll go to war for us. So that is part of what you're saying. Just turn your back and be like, I'm fucking out on them. You can't do that. And a lot of my employees have been with me 10, 15 fucking years. They're friends, they're fucking a demented fucking family, and I don't like talking to them when I'm in the office because they drive me nuts, but they're still fucking family. So that is
feel the
why I didn't go.
responsibility to take care of them.
Big time.
Now, if you found somebody, anybody that you thought, oh, this guy could take it over, and these guys, everybody would still be taken care of, Barstool would be in good hands,
In
you're
a
out.
fucking heartbeat.
Yep.
Okay.
Is there somebody that, and we can bleep the name if you want.
We have internal people who could do it, but like So Penn went with ESPN. That's what happened. So when Penn was with
Penn is
they bought the gambling company
yeah.
who bought Barstool, and then they formed a 10-year, like $2 billion deal with ESPN. Like ESPN Bets is going to now be with Penn. So once they did that, I'm looking at it's like, all right, ESPN and Penn now have this huge relationship. We're far less important to Penn, and they're just going to start. The people who aren't making big money or clear.
They were going to keep both of them around.
I think I don't know what they're planning. I think they would have streamlined the fuck out of Barstool.
I thought it was one or the other. And
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Not necessarily.
That's what I thought your leverage was.
Interesting.
Not
So
necessarily.
then why'd they sell it back to you for $1?
Because we have a great relationship with them. So I think the situation was we're going to really streamline Barstool. It's going to be about cutting costs, get things go. If you want to go back and run it, because Barstool is losing money. Like Barstool's losing 10 to 12 million bucks a year.
Which you can float when you have a massive billion-dollar corporation that's pumping money into it.
Once you have ESPN, it's like, why are we losing 10 to 12 million dollars a year? Let's fix that. Or Dave, here, it's your thing. You can do what you want. We get that off the books, and
they're incentivized because if he sells it back, they get 50%. So if they got the right guy in charge,
If you sell it again.
if he sells it again.
So
yeah.
okay, so you're going in, you come into the business, and that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. They just hear bought it back for $1, and then they go, well, this thing's printing money, and he buys it back for $1. They don't realize you're buying back, losing $1 million a month
just
for
about.
$1.
Right.
So you're spending $12 million a year to buy it back.
Correct. Pretty much.
I think that's something that's not reported enough.
Right.
So then you have the layoffs.
Yep.
First of all, you just talk about these people as family.
Yes.
I've read laying off is hard for you.
It's the worst. Now, I'm lucky in a sense. Laying off anybody is hard. Once we did the deal, a lot of people were brought into Barstool that I didn't know who they were. And it was the process of making, Penn's a public company.
Yeah.
So books, finance, things I didn't associate with. We had a layer that was really to make us function with a company that has to like do public reports. And
so you could see what was making money, what wasn't making money.
All of that. But the content, the people I hired, the people I knew, almost all of them stayed.
Got you.
So like, it sucks laying people off. It's a lot harder when you know that their faces, their family, their friends. Yeah. I didn't really know that. We got rid of like a lot of finance, business, people that were there. I mean, the company switched goals overnight. Like just overnight, it went from Penn, build this huge pipeline gambling to a totally different company. So a lot of people had to go.
Because they could be cool losing $12 million a year as long as it was generating 20 in gambling.
It's a rounding error.
Yeah.
It's a rounding error.
I don't think people realize how much money these fucking gambling institutions make.
And how much they're spending on advertising. We're their marketing budget. Yeah. So it's just a totally different way that you're running the business now. So yeah, it still sucks.
Scary at all? Like going into it and going, okay, we need 12 million to get in the black.
Right.
Scary at all for you?
No. I knew all the books. I looked at it, and I've made enough money. So like, if I had to cover that myself for as long as I did, I was very comfortable doing that.
Got it.
Like that wasn't, and I didn't buy the company to make money. I've said that a million times. I've made my money.
Yeah.
Would I like to buy a sports team? Yeah. Am I ever going to be there? No. So it's like, what's the difference?
Wait, why not?
Oh, you need some. I don't want to be like a dick 1% owner. I'm gonna like to be like a B. The business isn't a B business unless there's an idea I haven't thought of yet.
So if you get into the Bs, the first purchase would be sports team.
That's the only thing I can ever imagine being like, fuck, that would be awesome.
What do you think that you could access? Football is obviously almost impossible.
Impossible.
Hockey?
Yeah, I bet hockey's probably the most logical. My least of the favorite.
That's the tricky thing.
But I don't know what they think. Like football, definitely not. Baseball, I guess no. Basketball, there's some young dudes like, the Itchka, whatever. But I am controversial. You got to get approved. But I'm not even close to that. But that's the only thing I think left in my life where it's like.
I mean, yeah, you own a fucking horse.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
multiple.
Just a question about the way in which you went about the layoffs, would you have done it different? Because like I saw the clip of you coming into the office and just like berating everybody, like, where the fuck is everybody? And calling everybody.
I like that. Though.
Those all people stayed, yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's like you come to the office, you talk about the employees like that, and then all these layoffs happen, and you didn't look the best.
Well, you got it reversed because the layoffs happened first. So I was yelling at the people for not appreciating their jobs after all these layoffs and everyone's late to work.
So you fire everybody, and then these people who
after that.
No, not really. Most of them
None at
were
all?
before.
Oh, okay.
Well, the layoffs, 90% of them happened like one day, right?
And then there was another wave of them.
No, there was like 4 people, and then I think all in one day, basically.
Oh, okay. But would you have gone about it differently?
No, I don't know. I don't know what you're asking.
Like, because you call them like, hey, this is my family, we build a community, but then it's like you come in the office, it's like, fuck, where's everybody? You guys are all lazy, fuck you, and then now you're fired. And
but none of those lazy fired people, the people I was yelling at, none of them got fired.
So what
You're talking about like I went into the content side when they didn't show up because we were going through layoffs, and it was more like, how the fuck don't you show up? And I'm pretty sure in the video, I'm like, after we just did fucking layoffs, you guys.
If there's one day to be early to
correct.
work, it's the day.
Got it. So
yeah,
that you show that you're grateful you still have your job.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And I was on like the content. So the way Barstool is essentially set up. In New York, we have a second floor, which is almost all my content people. Third floor is the business side. That's really where, but like that was at like the people who've been with me for 10 to 15 years. I was yelling at them, which is like how I basically, when I was there a lot, talked to them anyways. But that, even though it seems like you're saying you may know how the layoffs went at my own company better than me, I'm pretty sure that was after.
So I just try to get clarity. You know?
So this is an interesting thing also, where it's like, if you got guys that are there for like 15 years, right?
Yep.
We all grew up with a certain energy in a business.
Yep.
Like I like to yell.
I'm a huge yeller.
Yeah, it's great. I like to yell in front of people. I don't need to like bring one person to a different room.
Same.
Everybody can hear it because we're all going to hear it eventually.
Right.
So you might as well hear it from me.
And by the way, I let people yell back at me. I don't give a
Let's
fuck.
go. Let's dance.
Right.
Okay. I saw this like Jimmy Fallon shit. Did you see?
I did see it.
And the complaints about Fallon.
Yep. That shit makes me very nervous. And that made me kind of not now.
Can you explain just for anybody?
Yeah, so Fallon basically he all his employees, or not all, a few, were like, it's a toxic place to work.
Yeah.
We don't like him. Yeah. He's unpredictable. He yells.
He's nervous.
Yeah, it was a bunch of shit. Which anybody now could say that about me. If my employees want to do that, be like, my man, I remember we had a sales guy who I was at the Kentucky Derby and I was sitting next to a client. The client was drunk, out of control. I looked over to my sales guy and he's eating fucking shrimp cocktail. The next day, I'm like, you fat fuck, you're eating fucking shrimp cocktail when I'm in the fucking weeds, screaming at him. I've had,
oh my God.
You're babysitting this drunk client.
You want to talk about, we had, and this, you get canceled for this, but this is my personality. I don't mean, we had Biz Nasty, our hockey guy. He's awesome, spitting chiclets. Biz brought in Chick-fil-A for the office one time. Everyone lined up. We ran out of Chick-fil-A. He brought enough for the office. I was like, who the fuck is taking double Chick-fil-A's before everybody gets one? I went up to this same sales guy who's a little bit on the bigger side. I was going through his trash, trying to see if there were multiple wrappers. I'm like, I know you took multiple. You can't do that shit. I had a fat pen at the office. Fat people sat in one area.
No.
And I told HBO, I'm like,
Big pen.
It was a fat pen. You walk in, you throw like fucking Snickers bars in there. But it's like a joke. People bust balls. No one's. Like, if I think somebody, and I know people are gonna be like, you sound fucking awful, but
no, I don't think they will. I think the average person is okay with that.
And you do it back, and like, that's how our office is. You take it, I've used this analogy, you'll get it. I feel like a lot of times Barstool, people who don't like us, it's like going to a comedy show that you didn't buy a ticket for. You don't like the comedian.
Yeah.
You hear a joke. You walk out of the comedy show, and you'll be like, you'll never believe what this guy said, and you give no context to any of it. Yeah. That is how I feel a lot of the shit we deal with is that.
And I think that's way more now because we're being pushed content we never asked for. Whereas like back in the day, you had to turn on HBO to watch the HBO show.
Yep.
Now you're just on your phone, you swipe up another TikTok, and then you're talking shit to some employee with no context. They're like, who the fuck is this guy calling all the fat people to go to the fat pen, right? So I understand that like knee-jerk reaction a little bit more from people because they're not opting in as much. That being said, like when you see an article written about like the Fallon situation, for me, that's what we were talking about earlier. It's just like, okay, I can get clicks from famous person being toxic at work. Let me describe it and nobody will read the fucking article.
Yep.
They'll read one paragraph. Because once we described what it was on here, and granted, we're older, but there wasn't a single one of us that was like, this is inappropriate.
Dude, and I try to read headlines and I remember, I try to read articles, not just headlines. And I remember on that one, I was like, oh fuck, I just read the headline.
Yeah.
I did a disservice to Jimmy.
All right, guys, let's take a break for a second. It's time to learn a second language, okay? It's time to put the time in to learn a second language. If you only speak English, learn some Spanish, learn some French, learn some Arabic, learn some Mandarin. Shit, the way things are going, that might help you. My point is that Babbel has got your back. It is the best way to learn a language. And I promise you, well, the number one best way is through immersion. Okay, that is the number one way. But if you cannot afford to just go live in another country for a year, then what you gotta do is use Babbel. With Babbel, you can start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. Think about that right now, okay? It works. Instead of paying hundreds of dollars for a private tutor or fooling yourself with these language apps that are a little more than games, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are designed by language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel is for real conversations. All Babbel's tools are approachable, rooted in real-life situations, and delivered with conversation-based teaching.
I could use it too. Because I can speak Hindi, but my accent is very white. I hate to admit it. That hurts me to say, but it's white. This could maybe help me. So I gotta give it a shot.
All right, well, here's a special limited time deal for our listeners to get you started right now. Get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/flagrant, okay? Get 55% off at babbel.com/flagrant. That is BABBEL.com/flagrant. Rules and restrictions may apply. Now let's get back to the show.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a break real quick because we need to get you THC and CBD to your door. We're talking about award-winning products. You know what works for you, and Diet Smoke guarantees they have it. And if you need help, which is important when you're doing stuff like this, their staff is available 24/7 to answer any questions you have to get the perfect gummy vape drink. And if it's not exactly what you're looking for, they will take care of your order with a 30-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked. You have nothing to lose. So hit up dietsmoke.com, and if you use the code FLAGRANT at checkout, you get 15% off your entire order. And since we go way back with Diet Smoke, they're gonna show Flagrant listeners even more love. They're gonna throw in free gifts with every order. So you're gonna get 15% off the entire thing. You're gonna get a free vape. You're gonna get a free pack of their strongest gummies, and the coupon applies to everyone, no matter how many times you bought from them before. This is not just a first-time customers only thing. This is for everyone. If you go to dietsmoke.com and use the code FLAGRANT at checkout. Again, that is diet, D-I-E-T, smoke, S-M-O-K-E.com. Use the code FLAGRANT at checkout. Must be 21 to purchase. Please use responsibly. Now let's get back to the show.
What did you think about, have you been following the Russell Brand thing at all?
I have. It's an interesting one for me because of my past.
Of course.
The Business Insider, whenever something like this happens,
you have to be skeptical,
people rush me, support him, do this, do that. It's like, I don't know what the fuck he did. Like, how does anyone know? And I'm sure people say that about me. The only thing I know is what I fucking did, which was nothing. But like, last thing I want to do is rush to the forefront of a guy, and then 2 weeks later, there's fucking all this evidence, and it's just like, whoa. So, you know,
you don't have to jump and say he's innocent just because of what you went through.
You gotta let the facts come out.
Yes, but you also don't have to jump and say he's guilty.
Right, yeah, I've said, right. You gotta let it play out.
But it's wild seeing what's happening. And you know what's interesting is like I've seen a lot of stuff from the British comedy scene kind of come out, and they have not been very supportive.
Yeah, so you never know. And I can only look at, like, when my Business Insider stuff came out, within 24 hours, I had, and it's still up, what I would maintain is a mountain of evidence that totally dispelled the article, improved everything I said was right. It's all up there, text messages, everything.
Yeah.
People should have that. I feel like
let's go.
Yeah, like, all right, you want to do it? And that's what I scream, like, here it is. Like, I have text messages with, like, you know, a girl for like 5 years after the fact of her being like, let's hang out, let's do. So they don't, only I publish that. So you want to see the evidence, but you have to let it play out. You can't. So when I see Russell Brand, I have no idea. It's like, hopefully, I always find it crazy. People will fucking root for him to be guilty. And it's like, why
would you want these girls to have gone through that?
Yes, right.
What you don't want, the number one goal here is the girls didn't go through
100%.
So that's what you should be rooting for. But it seems like either there's...
I know with me, it felt like the people who didn't like me were rooting for the accusations to be true.
They would rather a girl get assaulted just so you go down.
Yes, it's crazy. It's nuts.
They're lying and then girls weren't assaulted. You want to talk about toxic or twisted shit? That is a wild mentality. You were willing to sacrifice 4 women to get you?
It's crazy. 3 was what the accusation. And by the way,
4 for Russell.
We'll clarify right now. 1 became a porn star the day after the thing's launch, was put in contact by Sophie Franklin and Milf Hunter, who hate my guts. And by the way, on a live fucking her personal friends, Instagram live story the entire weekend. She's saying all these things happen. Meanwhile, she's in real time saying I'm the most boring fucking guy in the world. She hates my guts. She'll only hook up with athletes. The other one, I have text message. It's so crazy. I always have to say it because there's no way to stop it. And the thing that's frustrating, whether it's Russell Brand or anybody,
but I feel like you got the best.
If you're telling the truth, you can't even sum it up quickly, and people retweet the articles and they go with the headline.
I always reference your situation, and especially when it comes to like Louis, right? Like Louis didn't go out and on the attack.
Yep.
And he kind of let the idea of what he did crystallize in casual fans, so they didn't really know what happened. And if he had gone out immediately and was like, hey, here's exactly what happened, you tell me if I did anything wrong here. I asked permission. It's some weird shit. Yeah, I'm into some weird shit, but I asked every single one, tell me if you did anything wrong. I guarantee it would have changed his perception. Now he's back, he's killing it. But it's a perfect example of like, if they're coming for your life, you gotta fight for your life if you're innocent, 100%. Man. You can't just sit fucking 100%.
Back. And I always wonder, like, it's, you know, I saw a quote just even yesterday where someone said, we like supported Harvey Weinstein, and it's like, I know what we had Barstool Radio that day when all that shit broke, and we prefaced it by saying he's a monster. This isn't his case. He deserves to rot in prison. That was the beginning, and we're saying, but
he made some good movies.
We said theoretically,
he had some good hits. He did have
the conversation was
fantastic.
Yeah. Shakespeare in Love.
I'm not.
I mean,
move on. I had a great point. You're never gonna hear it. That point's gone.
We can get it out of him, I think. I think we can tickle it out of him. We can tickle it out. Come on, tell me, what was it? What was it?
It's gone. Yeah, once I'm on a point and it doesn't come out, it's gone.
You're acting like a real Meshuggahist.
Yeah, I know. No, it's gone. It's gone. What's up?
No, this is a fun game. You're great at handling controversy. Let's think of people that are going through controversy, whether it's like big stakes or small stakes. How would you deal with it? Ooh. Logan Paul, Dillon Danis coming at him, coming at his ex.
What would you do with
your advice?
NDA thing? Like,
listen, I think I like Logan, and I know Dillon. I think you signed the deal with the devil when you're fighting Dillon Danis. Dillon Danis is a savage. Now, do you know he's going to go that hard on Nina Agdal? No, but it's the fight game. Yeah. I think you just let, what is I saw the video where she's like, she likes sex. I don't know how he got that, probably illegally. But, you know, he's like photoshopping her on pictures, so who fucking cares to a degree? But that's Dillon Dan. I just ignore it. That's what I would do. I mean, it's harder said because it's not Logan.
Really? Yeah.
It's like I'm sure, like if someone's going after my girlfriend like that, it'll be hell on earth for me.
Yeah.
I don't think Logan he's just managing his fiance, which he should and has to, but it is the fight game. The fight game's like a wild world where it's like the wild, wild west.
So you with Logan, you would ignore all the comments?
I would do like the NDA shit and things like that, or suing or whatever. Like Nina sued him. it's part of the fight game. Just be like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you.
That's the thing.
I still don't think that fight's gonna happen, but
so that's the tricky thing. It's like, and is it weirdly, do the lawsuits give Dillon a way out?
I mean, the guy hasn't fought in like 10 years, but
yeah,
and he didn't look great. And I don't know.
It is interesting. I guess they're suing because one of the pictures or videos was private.
Well, that's the one I was talking about where Nina.
Oh, it was her talking. I thought she just put that on Instagram or Snapchat.
No, I think she said that must have been like taken deep from her archives.
But why would she record into her phone?
Yeah, but
speaking publicly. Well, maybe she was like,
it could have been sent to somebody.
Got you.
Like
her friends. It's a group chat. Something like that. Okay, so that's a private thing. Okay, so I get that. That being said, if he wasn't posting every single day, I don't think that there's a lawsuit out there. I think I think they're focusing on that specific video, but it's not about that video. It's about the onslaught of images that's painting her. In this
but I mean, again, to me, they're not. I mean, I saw Logan say this at one point. He's like, she had boyfriends before me.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen anything too fucking great. She had boyfriends. Who fucking cares?
Yeah. She's a beautiful woman who's dated successful dudes.
Once Nina shows that she's upset by it, listen, Dennis will go in. There's nothing to stop him.
Yeah.
So anytime you acknowledge, engage, do more, he just ramps it up. It's the fight game.
I asked Dillon about it, and he's like, any image that's being shared is public. It's either been shared by her or that. She's like, now he's creating the narrative behind it.
Correct.
And then we could argue how bad it is to bully this girl, which is bad. She's not involved, right? It is the fight game, but I think there's also an ickiness we all feel. We're like,
it's family.
Yeah, it's
Leave
just
family
like,
out.
yeah, like what's going on here? I wouldn't want anybody talking about my wife like that. Absolutely. But I'm trying to think. Like,
but I do think not that Logan would have expected this.
But he had to expect shit.
It's remotely surprising that Dillon would go here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been trolling nonstop.
So what happens if he doesn't show up to the fight?
I think he'll continue with the trolling, probably.
What happens if he wins?
We're all in trouble.
Yeah.
It'll be never ending. I don't think he will, but it'll be never ending.
Are you gonna go?
No. I've lost my interest in, to Dillon's, if you want to say credit, he has made it interesting because you know there's real fucking bad blood.
Yeah.
But I've kind of lost my interest on the celebrity boxing shit.
You're over it?
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought that would be a perfect lane for Barstool. Like if you guys
it's interesting.
They have it. You guys have been doing.
We do like, but not name. We do like no names.
Yeah, but celebrity ones.
Yeah. The Jake Paul Fury fight was my last kind of, because I didn't know how good Jake was. I was very curious. And then when he fought Fury, I think I came to the conclusion, like, he beat the shit out of me, but he's certainly not an elite boxer. And that kind of took the bloom off the rose for me a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder, the celebrity boxing thing, and you guys kind of picked up on this because you wouldn't do was it Rough and Rowdy? Yeah, you wouldn't do celebrities, but you would do like archetypes, like hillbilly.
Yeah. We had Canseco, we had Jose
private
Canseco
school
once.
kid. Yeah, you had Jose, but like I also think it's a really interesting way of like galvanizing group support, because this is what boxing was, right?
Totally.
Back when we were growing up, it was just like Mexican versus American, Puerto Rican versus black
that's
guy.
Still a huge
and it wins
thing with
every
boxing.
fucking time, because you tap into the identity. So if you got like, I'm from the Appalachian Mountains guy, and then you got city private school kid. I mean,
we still do celebrities. The thing is, celebrities, just like anything, with social media, they don't need the middleman. They can make all the money themselves. Like, what do they want to give us? Like, certainly Logan and Dillon don't need us to help promote. They're fucking, everyone knows about this fight. When is it? I don't even know.
It's October, is it 14th, 13th, 15th? One of those. Are you a UFC guy at all?
Moderate.
Yeah.
Like big fights. We sponsored Patty the Batty, Molly Meatball. I'll go to the big ones, but I'm more of a boxing guy, traditional boxing. I saw you, I think, at a UFC.
Yeah, we saw, I think it was at the Garden.
Yeah.
Or something. Okay, so what is like, you said something interesting out there. You said, my only joy in life right now is eating.
That's
because I
true.
asked you, I was like, would you do Ozempic? And you were like, yeah, but you can't eat. And that's the only thing I have to look forward to.
That's factual.
Okay. Is that because you've made the money, you have the houses, your family's safe, and this is Like, explain that to me. Like, is it because you have the things that you want?
I think as you get older, I'm in a like committed relationship, so I'm not like chasing girls or doing anything like that. I like gambling, but food is like, I feel like when you're younger, you're going out, you're partying, you're doing other stuff. I just eat.
This is the drug now.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not chasing these other highs.
Yeah, right. Like
Dessert.
a great fucking pasta, like that can make me come. that's like my new cum.
That's my favorite line. My dick is on the floor.
Yeah. When you have something great, that's like the true video. It's like pizza, like great pizza. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't think that's like a revolutionary statement. I think
this is new for you. This is like, I'm trying to understand. It's also because with food, it seems like it's literally food is the thing creating the stimulus. It's not like, hey, we're all having a conversation and breaking bread.
No, right.
You could sit there by yourself and eat the pasta.
Yeah.
Really?
Same. Yeah.
And then, but you've tried drugs, you drink, you've done these other things, and this is the one right now.
This is now because you know what? Outside, like, you put on some pounds or whatever. Like if I go party hard, I'm ruined. I can't.
Oh, there's no
cost is lower.
Yeah, I can't function the next day. I'll get sick. It's like I can't work. I can't think. So would I love to be if someone has like a drug that I can go have the time of my life, be up till fucking 6 a.m. and be ready to roll at 10 a.m. the next day? I'm in. Give me that drug. I'm ready to go. But I don't have that anymore, and I'm getting up in it. Like if I do ecstasy now, almost uniformly I get a bad cold 2 weeks later.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like because I lose a night of sleep. Everything's just,
the body's broken down, trying to recover.
Breaks down.
Yeah.
So I used to, and it's probably because I don't do it much anymore. Like I used to do it more frequently, my body. But yeah, if I go out. It's fucking
great though, dude.
It's the best. It's the best drug there is.
How the hell do you stay in such good shape eating all that pizza?
One bite.
What's your secret?
One bite. I swear to God, I thought about that.
He says one bite.
One slice.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely getting flabby and shit. I'm definitely getting.
That impresses me as much as being worth 9 figures is just one bite of good pizza and then throwing the rest out.
If it's great,
That's crazy
I eat more.
discipline.
If it's
I've never
great,
seen you only take one bite.
If it's great, I definitely eat more. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like food.
I want to know the secret because I want to be eating pizza like that.
Oh yeah.
Walk. Honestly, I just walk a lot. No, hot boy walks, for real.
Hot boy walk.
I'll try to do like 3 to 4 miles a day if I can walk.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You gotta stop walking now.
I'm trying to. What about a restaurant, Dave? Is there any interest in like doing fine dining
Like opening one?
or being part of it? Like, is that something that's challenging to you? Oh yeah. Is that? Are you like? I want to hack that? I want to beat that? I want to create that? Nothing into it.
No,
so
I just
this
like
is
eating.
simple indulgence.
Yeah. Like I love great meals.
Dream restaurant you haven't been to?
Ooh, what a question. I always hear Rio's. I've never been there. Rayo's or
Rayo's,
whatever.
yeah.
I've heard overrated, not overrated. I've never been
Iconic
there.
Italian restaurant
Yep.
in East Harlem in New York City. You guys probably seen the sauce. They have the Rayo sauce.
Yeah.
It's based out of that. And this is like an old New York haunt. You gotta know somebody to know somebody type of thing.
I'm not sure if there is anything
Foreign restaurant. Anything? Are you like looking at Michelin stars? Sushi guy at all?
No. Like if I hear it's great, but there's nothing like I have.
Tokyo trip?
Oh no, I have no desire.
Jay,
I love sushi.
Hold on. The Japanese, their culture is based around perfecting things, and they ran out of Japanese shit to perfect. So now they're just perfecting other cultures' things. I had the best steak I've ever had in my life in Tokyo. I had the best pizza. I grew up in New York City.
Best pizza.
Pizzas, I think it's called Pizza Strata or something like that. Now, I'm gonna create a little caveat. I was eating sushi for 7 days in a row, and then I had pizza, so it was so novel, different, et cetera. But their culture is perfection. Everything they do, it just has to be just whittled down to perfection.
How long of a plane ride is that?
You're up there for a while. It's probably it's a while. It's probably a day.
I'm such a homebody. It's like I'm the opposite of some travel people, like exploring new places. I'm very much like, ooh, I found a place I like. I'm gonna be good here. I don't have to move.
But this is food.
I love food.
Also, you're laying flat on the plane now. That's home.
That is
I mean,
a big
you close
difference.
the door.
Yeah,
I got my TV.
That is a big difference.
Phone?
It's
Don't
a big
text me.
difference.
I can't text
Yeah,
you
if I
over
have
the
Wi-Fi,
ocean.
I can be on a plane for any amount of time.
It's actually fun. You're right to be in those like cubicles that they got.
Yeah, dude. Dude. I mean, if you were into If you're
I love
just
sushi,
looking
too.
for the meal, bro,
Yeah.
this is no brainer. No interest to go out there.
No, I mean, you're creating a compelling case a little bit, but
I want to watch you go there. I want to see the Dave vlog. I want to see you reacting to like the Harajuki girls, you know, the girls that wear this on.
Fucking seems so many people.
Yeah,
seems
it
like
is.
Times Square on steroids.
That's why I need to see you there.
Oh,
just the fact that your shoulders are coming up.
Yeah,
I need to see.
Times Square is the worst place on earth.
Please go. This is.
You were going up, and then when you're like, it's exactly like Times Square. It's like, well, I fucking hate
It's Times Square, but they're all Japanese.
And it's like the best places, like, hey, Dave Portnoy wants a reservation. I'm like, who the fuck are you?
No, you got it. You go through the hotels. The hotels take care of everything.
All right.
Also, imagine if all the best shit was at Times Square.
Just
Times
you-
Square we know to be like the
No.
M&M store. Imagine if the best restaurants were in Times Square.
Still would fucking hate it.
And the restaurants won't even be in that area.
I don't like people. There's too many. I don't like crowds.
Yeah.
I hate crowds.
You're gonna.
But they all look like one person. You know what I mean? Like
Because I'm
they don't-
taller?
No, they just don't look that different.
Yeah, he doesn't see color, dude. This guy
I didn't even
doesn't
get the
see
joke.
Some people say they look similar.
Yeah. No, I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's like,
Okay, this needs to happen. Dave goes to Tokyo, and they just opened up because they were closed for years because of COVID, so you couldn't even travel there.
I didn't know that because I wasn't looking to go. They just opened up?
I think within a few months. That's
Oh,
why
wow.
it seems like all these celebs have been gone. This is
You're in the celeb world. Who the fuck's been going?
you're in the celeb world.
What? How? Who? Like who? You just said all these celebs are gone. Like who?
Kai Cenat and Speed.
I don't even know who those fucking people are.
They're streamers. They like stream on Twitch. You know, Kai is the guy who did that thing in Times Square and like
The riot. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. Are you into this streaming thing at all?
No.
What is your? You don't think?
I mean, they're obviously. I get that they're fucking huge, hugely impactful, influential, but I'm not. Streaming's not. I missed that wave.
Do you have your eye on any like talent out there that you're trying to bring to Barstool?
No,
'Cause
not really.
You guys pick.
We have great.
Yeah.
We've had great talent. Still have great talent come through the doors. We're always looking.
What do you look for in talent? Because you have a great eye for talent. You're like the SNL for the online world almost.
It's just different, really. Sometimes I get it. Sometimes I don't. Like Call Her Daddy, I didn't really fucking get it, but it's like I knew it was different. $1 million worth of game. I thought they were very fucking funny.
Yeah, I agree.
So it just varies. Like Roan, different. Like, you know,
I was hoping that the Cameron May show. I was
we
hoping
talked
that,
to them.
Oh,
you
is that
did?
going to happen?
No, I don't think
It is what it is. Fantastic, dude.
Yeah,
So good.
We did speak
That
with
would
them.
have been a perfect fit.
You
Why
made an
didn't
offer to them?
I don't know if we ever went that far. It was also at a time when I wasn't. I wasn't
As
owning the
involved?
company anymore.
Yeah.
So they weren't cheap. So it
Yeah.
was like we talked to them, and ultimately, I think it was a Penn decision. I believe we got a quote. I won't say what it was. It was a lot. We gave it a lot of thought, and we just passed. It was really a Penn thing.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, it's probably big money, but they got it. They got it on lock right
If
Yeah,
you
they got
were
it.
at the helm, would you have?
I don't know
accepted the offer.
because generally they already were too big for when we like to get involved. Because if someone's already exploded, what's our value add? Anybody
Yeah.
can write you a check, but we like to be kind of on like the come up. So like Call Her Daddy was nothing. $1 million worth game was already big, but they hadn't, I don't think, hit that next level yet.
You're sharing the growth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's our value. If anybody can write a check. So they were already, I feel like, before we got involved.
Gotcha.
I mean, we had fucking Deion.
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
We had Deion like right before he went to Colorado.
It was insane.
He's the best guy in the world.
Ever.
Love him. He is the number one guy I've met that was totally different than what I thought I was getting when I met him. And just like the smartest, down-to-earth, aware, like calculating, just dude ever.
First time you met him, what happens?
I was impressed instantly. Like we just started talking, shooting the shit. First of all, some athletes
In person or phone or phone
Can you
call?
paint the picture for us?
Some athletes at his stature or whatever have an air about them where it's like you're not sure you can bust balls. He could take it. You could say anything, make fun of him for anything. He'd give it back to you. Just so down to earth. And then the story that got me was he was talking about his primetime character. And he's like, well, when I was in college, I looked at all the people who are getting drafted in money slots, quarterbacks and all this. He's like, no defensive back ever made money, ever got paid. So I'm like, what do I gotta do to change this? Invent primetime, make myself.
Conscious decision.
Yep.
Genius.
Create this fucking marketing thing, and it fucking worked. Like, and he's dead right. Everything he does is calculated, smart, he's so like wildly humble, which you wouldn't expect. In the way you can bust the balls. Like if he loses, I could text him and be like, you fucked that play call. It's like, yeah, I know. Like he comes across as one of the guys, truly. I don't have, and he's had my back through, like, if someone attacks, asks, he's like, I love him. Like he's straight. He's honestly, I can't root for him. And I knew he would be successful. Yeah. I knew that within, and when I say that as a college coach, I'm like, anybody who could sit with him and not hire him is a moron. He's perfect for this age.
Really?
Perfect.
Yeah, he's got insane gravity. Like there are some people that, for whatever reason, when they talk, the world wants to know what they're saying. Whatever they're doing, the eyeballs are on them, and he's one of them. Now, obviously, this past weekend, difficult.
Smoked.
Did you expect this?
It didn't shock me. I thought I thought they had a chance to win, if we're being honest. Yeah. But they lost Travis Hunter, and he just doesn't have the guys yet.
Yeah.
But it didn't shock me.
Do you think that, because we all love to root for the cocky, the bravado, like everybody loved when Connor was knocking people out and being confident. And the second he stumbles, everybody kind of.
Totally.
So do you think that's going to happen this week with Deion? Oh, it was all a hype job.
Yeah, for sure.
It wasn't real.
Listen, that will come. But I guess what I'm saying about Deion, and I think he's smart enough if he's like, you know what? Me being humble and like almost deferential to other teams or whatever would help me win, he'd do that. Like he's doing what he thinks he has to do to build the best program. Yes. Yeah. And it's working. Like Colorado's fucking, people are gonna forget that. Colorado's horrible last year. They expected him to be 0-3 going into that game. He's already been a success no matter what happens. I mean, they were like the worst team ever last year.
I'm a college football casual, but the only college football memory I have of Colorado before this year was a Cordell Stewart Hail Mary in like '94.
Yeah, right.
That's all I got.
Yep.
In 20 years, 30 years, whatever it's been, that's it.
Now the most popular team.
Yeah, and even look what he does. You can tell a lot by the people who come back to support him, whether it could be Troy Aikman one week and then it'll be Michael Irvin the next. And it's like, you don't find people who know him who say bad things. Like the people he spent a lot of time around are all uniform, like, yeah, he's fucking the real deal.
Do you remember watching him play?
Yes.
Have you seen anything like it since?
No, he was a different guy. I mean, it's weird because I actually was more like Bo Jackson. Like Bo Jackson until he got hurt. Yeah. Like I would be more like Deion can't hold Bo Jackson jockstrap type guy. As a kid, I thought Bo was.
Because Bo was also that dude. Yeah. Bo was also, and then you saw Bo play offense too, which is way more exciting.
Bo, like Heisman Trophy and
to be that muscular and run like that.
He was like a superhero.
Crazy. Yeah, it was unreal.
Yeah. So for me, now you look back, but for me, it's like, who is the original two-sport athlete? The Bo Knows campaign, all that. It was fucking Bo Jackson. Even the stories you'd hear about him are like, I watched that 30 for 30 on him. Insane.
What story?
Just, there was a million of them, like these crazy heroic, like you just pick a baseball up and like throw it out of a field. There's that clip of him in the Royals game, he runs on the wall.
Yeah, runs like, up the wall, runs sideways.
Defy gravity.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, but I remembered him more, my memory of Deion was like very flamboyant, like flashy, kind of like talk a lot, player. I didn't really know the person as much. And I was probably on the young side, but.
My roommate said it well, and this was like 15 years ago, but he said every cornerback you've seen since Deion is just doing Deion.
Yeah.
In some form or fashion.
Really?
They got the long towel hanging out the back. They had, for a while, they would wear that little headband around the neck that Deion would wear. They're all just doing Deion.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you're going to replicate the most successful person in your position, but it's just crazy that somebody who was playing defense could be the star of the team. I understand maybe a linebacker because you're sacking the quarterback. There's like this terror, but the better corner you are, the less active you'll be in the game.
Totally.
And somehow we're still watching him.
He did the punt returns, the dances, the videos, everything.
I remember grew up in Dallas, so I was a Cowboy fan. Anytime Deion was back to return a punt, just so you could fit home, the whole family, this is it, let's go.
There's that great moment when I think he's playing for the 49ers and they're playing the Atlanta Hawks. So it's the first time back in Atlanta. Or, sorry, the Atlanta Falcons. It's his first time back in Atlanta, and he gets a pick six.
Yeah.
And after the game, he says some shit. He goes, "This is always my home.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not playing for this team, it's my home." Something like that. I'm just like, oh, what a fucking legend. To do the post. Like, you could go after that, be like, oh, it was so emotional to be here. No, keep the character on.
No, I'm a huge fan. I'll be a huge fan of his for life.
To your cornerbacks not getting paid story, now it's like one of the top 5 positions you pay in football, and you didn't even think about that until you said it. That's all back to Deion.
Yeah, and he got branding early. Like, he's like, how do I make money? How do I get, contracts like sponsorship? He got it. He got it. Smart.
He had a shoe that was fire. Football players never have cool shoes. Deion's shoe was fire.
Too legit to quit. Him and MC Hammer, right?
Yeah, using the Brad videos.
Crazy. All right, on that sports talk, it's time to lock in our entries this week with prize picks, okay? Akaash, how'd you do last week with the Akaash locks?
I got washed. The locks might be just pick the opposite of what I'm saying. But
that's
still
a good strategy. That's a good strategy.
I think so.
Okay, so we're going against whatever Akaash is picking. We got the more or less.
Yep.
Give it to me.
Travis Kelce.
Ooh.
More than half a touchdown. That means he'll get at least 1 touchdown. Taylor Swift is there. That's the Taylor Swift effect. That's the Sweezy effect. I'm going to go more than half a touchdown for Travis Kelce.
That's really interesting. You could also argue that he might be too distracted and caught up with all the drama with Taylor Swift. Weak in the legs. Yeah. So maybe he isn't. Okay, I'm going to go less. I'm going to go opposite on Akaash and every single one go.
Okay, Justin Jefferson, more or less than half a touchdown. I think Justin Jefferson catches a TD. The Vikings are losing, but Kirk Cousins is still throwing the ball a lot because they're losing. Okay. So I got Justin Jefferson getting more than half a touchdown.
I'm going less. I have to because you suggested it.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, these are the Akaash locks. Do what you wish with them. Prize picks. All first-time users that deposit and use our promo code, the promo code is Schultz, are going to get a 100% deposit match up to $100. That means you put $100 in, Prize Picks is going to match it up to another $100. That's an extra $100 for you to put in some more entries, okay? Honestly, it's fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun.
Fun.
And when you win when you're choosing the opposite of Akaash and you're winning guaranteed, you might have to come back and hit your boy off with another 10, 20%. You might really have to. That might be the right thing to do if you're using our locks. If you're using our locks, that's the way to do it. So prizepicks.com, get 100% deposit match up to $100 with the promo code Schultz. Okay, now let's get back to the show. Okay, what happens with the Pats? Before we get out of here, what happens with them? Does Belichick win another ring?
I can tell you I'm scarred from that game yesterday against the Jets because I thought Mac looked good, and then this coaching, I don't know what the fuck happened in the second half. They won the game. It felt like a loss. The Jets are so pathetic. They let him in. I don't know what's going on. I'll say yes, but the tone of voice isn't the most convincing. You got a lot of beasts. I think Mac Jones is very good. I don't know how Jacoby Myers, we let him go to the Steelers and got Juju Smith-Schuster for the same money.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
It's been a rough patch. Having said that, if the Patriots don't win forever the rest of my life, I'll take it.
You're so blessed. Now, what's your overall perception of Belichick post-Brady? Does that taint his legacy? As like in the coaching, not in your eyes, in the coaching echelon.
It doesn't. To me, I get a lot of people because I really think he was largely responsible for the Giants Super Bowls with the defense he had.
That's
with
fair.
Like LT. So it's like he did it there, and then
Parcells never won a Super Bowl without Belichick.
Correct. Yeah, and Belichick won without. So and like if you remember, I got confused. But I can see the argument. I can certainly see the argument. They made a mistake letting him go too early, Brady. He still had years to play, and then he goes and wins in Tampa. So I certainly see the argument because the Patriots haven't been very good since.
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
the greatest run in the history of sports.
Yeah, it's
the 20-year run they had.
It's been unbelievable. But the Brady thing is so interesting. He was on, Patrick Bet David.
Yes.
He's fantastic. And they did a podcast that was kind of like live, and he had Brady on, and Brady was talking about this competitive
I saw that news just the other day.
And these clips are fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, he cried during the Brady 6.
Bro.
Cried talking about 6 quarterbacks, like on a documentary, crying that they were drafted ahead of him.
But that type of fucking, like him talking about how, Like it was on some Jordan shit.
Yeah,
like I
it
need
was.
the enemy and I need the anger.
need to hate
Once I can hate you, I can get out there and be like, let's fucking go. But I love that. I love someone going out there and wanting the other team to hate them.
Yeah.
And thriving off of that.
I didn't have friends on the other team.
What
I'm not that
motivates
guy.
you? Are you one of those that?
Yo, for sure. Hate is a major, like that is probably my fuel, like enemies.
And would you create an enemy that
I don't
may
have
or
to
may
create
not?
them. They're everywhere.
But I mean, like, you know how Jordan would,
Yeah.
he had
Do you
the story
need that
of-
for motivation sometimes?
Yeah, a
You have
lot.
to-
Yeah. I've always had it, so I don't know what I do without it. But it's always there. Like that guy Kenji, he's going on a Ace of Spades bottle today. Like no joke.
Wait, why? What happened?
That's the guy from the.
No, I know, but what?
You're
You're not popping it.
No.
You're just putting him
he's
down
getting
there. and
engraved
he's-
on the bottle, and we'll put it on the shelf. Well, wait.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Kyrie?
So I have a weird relationship with him because I hate his guts.
Yeah.
Or at least I did. So really, when I'm a Celtics fan. So his tenure with the Celtics,
Not the best.
not good.
Yeah.
And then I feel like he deserved all the hate he got. I feel like he turned it into Boston's racist city. Even like if you stomp on the leprechaun in the middle of the garden,
We're gonna call you. No, I'm kidding.
There's going to be a couple Ja Rule songs playing.
on repeat, on fucking repeat. So
On repeat.
fucking no, I don't like him, but so, and I've always said that. I've called him, I think he's a team killer. I think everywhere he goes. So I tweeted that the other day with the Mavs. I'm like, why would the Mavs trade for him? He's a
I didn't like it.
certified team killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
didn't
he
like it.
killed them. Guess what? Kyrie tweeted at me, hey, fucking big mouth, why don't you play me one-on-one? So I was like, all right, motherfucker, like what? You think let's play one-on-one. And then it went a little deeper. I also, as a Jewish guy, I thought his whole fucking way he handled when he put up that video was awful. Put it up, fine. Once people bring it to your attention, be like, all right, fine. I don't care. Like he never really took a step back from that for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think he thought he was in the right, so he's digging his feet in. Long story short, him and I now text each other the craziest texts, trying to set up this one-on-one where he's gonna meet my family, I'm gonna meet his family, and we're gonna try to solve world peace together. But it hasn't happened.
We better sit down one-on-one or playing ball one-on-one?
Playing ball one-on-one and then a sit down after. Fuck no.
So why would you even do it?
What do you have to lose?
Kyrie.
I
one
couldn't
of the best.
score.
Oh no, if Kyrie offers to play you one-on-one, you're gonna take him
Yeah.
up on that, but also to solve, world hunger and
But
all the other issues.
He wanted to come eat. He's like, we'll do it in your hometown, and then I'll come meet your parents. You'll meet mine, because I think there's a lot of like shit. So and we were supposed to do it by the end of August. It didn't happen, and then I'm like,
You guys leave there like, the Jews are kind of annoying.
Yeah. So I can't get a read on him. I think he may be nuts. At times, he sends paragraphs to me
Yeah.
at like weird hours.
I mean,
Off the record, what does he say?
You wouldn't even be able to make like real sense. It's just like he's trying to basically be like, listen, I just want peace, no hate. Let's figure this out type stuff.
he's a genius with a basketball. Like his
One of the best
offensive game.
handles.
Yeah, I mean, just one-on-one, maybe we never see anything like it. I wonder if to think that outside the box to create a game like he has, because if you just ask any basketball player, just if off of offensive game, they're gonna point at Kyrie in terms of skill.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a lot do.
I mean, I don't know if there's one, maybe obviously KD can get his shot off no matter what, but I don't think even KD would say, I'm nicer with a basketball than Kyrie in terms of just skill, pound for pound.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. There's no doubt.
Okay.
It's magic watching what he does.
Steph maybe as well, but even what he does. Okay, so maybe to be that much of an outside the box thinker, to create that game and think about the game in that way, the baggage of that is also to think
that may
about
be giving
life
them
in
some
that
credit.
way.
I mean, here's the thing with a team. If you have a teammate, I assume you need to be able to depend on the guy to be on the court. And for him, I don't care what he says, you have not been able to depend on that for a whole host of reasons.
Yeah.
Whether it's he doesn't want to get the
vax.
or what.
Yeah.
It's just always something. So
What Kyrie's villain arc to me is LeBron's greatest success.
yeah, seriously.
Oh, wow.
I know. Well, that I always hated LeBron. So I was actually pro Kyrie before he came. I'm like, Kyrie's the one you want. He's the one that hit the shot, not you. And then when he came to Boston, it was open arms. But like the thing that drives me nuts most, that's really started with Kyrie, is he has this habit of talking about stuff and creating a story. Hey, Kevin Durant, you want to play together at the All-Star game? I'm going to leave Boston. Then the Boston media will be like, do you want to leave Boston? He's like, why are you asking me about that? Because you motherfucker at the All-Star game was on camera talking about it.
Max slots.
So it's like you can't get mad when people ask questions. I also hate when people who take stuff away from like the fans. The fans are why all athletes are making obscene amount of money, and to treat them with no respect, I find somehow it's sometimes tough to swallow.
Take stuff away from the fans?
Like when you don't appreciate.
When you act as if the fans are a nuisance.
Yeah.
It's like they're the reason why you're able to get paid.
Yeah.
So obviously they shouldn't be able to say anything to a player. But there's gonna be a certain amount of booing or cheering,
if you're
whatever
gonna
it
take
is.
the max deal, you gotta know what pays for the max deal.
100%.
If you took a minimum deal and was like, yo, don't fucking talk to me, cool.
Imagine an athlete said that. Imagine an athlete said, I will play for, this is a max player, he goes, I'll play for $2 million a year. Only thing I request is nobody says anything mean to me while I'm playing.
To be honest, I think that would work for some people because
Boston would be silent.
It would work.
Silent.
It would work. It would. I mean, listen, that's no different than anything. In my company, the employees who make the most money as a boss,
expect the most.
Yeah, you keep an eye. So I don't know. I get it. There's some fans go over the line. No doubt about that. But just a lack of appreciation sometimes, that as a fan, that fucking bothers me.
Dave Portnoy, my friend, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Make sure you check out Barstool. Make sure you check out the next PizzaFest. We have another one of these coming
Definitely coming. Not scheduled yet, but there definitely will be more.
Has to do it.
Have to. It's a raging success.
And maybe traveling a bit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we thought about it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. They might have to step up the pizza on the West Coast.
We bring the, I mean.
That would be nuts.
Bring the iconics.
That would be
Bring the
sick.
iconics.
How is that not like in Vegas?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
How is Vegas not just giving you guys the bag to bring all?
Yeah. I know.
Okay, so check out all the things, obviously.
I'm going to go after this. I'm going to research the chain of events for my layoffs in my own company. I'm going to fucking see how that actually went down.
We bring the hard-hitting questions over here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much, bro. It's amazing what you've fucking done. And we're going to get you out to Surf Lodge one of these days.
I go get him out.
Just get a table ready.
We got the table ready.
I need my seat.
You know, we had the ecstasy on deck, too. We could have had a great night, bro.
I knew you were on something.
Before a night out. He has the day off the next day.
Yeah.
So he can sleep in.
Same. Anyway, Portnoy, thank you so much. Love you,
Of course.